Viewer note: this story is purely fictional and intended for entertainment purposes only. However, some content may be disturbing to certain audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Chapter 7. Fulfillment. It was September 17th, 2026. One by one, sheets of cold, freshly printed reports, still carrying the faint smell of ink, were placed on the long table in front of the gathered representatives. The paper gave off a faint chemical scent, much like the meeting itself. Logical, clinical, oppressively silent. The joint investigation team had finally returned with their first official findings from Hexagon Nation. And what they delivered was a boulder, a massive, unstoppable stone dropped without mercy onto the table, and everyone in the room. There were no survivors. None. Not a single living soul remained in Hexagon Nation, not even in its most secretive underground facilities. Complete silence. Total absence. Not a temporary communication blackout. Not missing persons. No one was alive. Satellite and aerial reconnaissance data, provided primarily by Starland, had been rapidly compiled into a single, horrifyingly clear picture. The source of the nuclear leak was exactly what they had feared most. The cooling systems had completely failed. Reactor cores had overheated for extended periods. Thankfully, there had been no explosion. The highly radioactive fuel rods were still sitting inside their damaged reactor vessels like venomous snakes, curled up and sleeping. For now, their deadly radiation was being contained. Barely. But that temporary safety? It was just that, a brief pause. A breath before the storm. The head of the working group, a graying nuclear physicist with a deep, heavy voice, stood in front of a holographic map, his finger pointing at a blazing red zone. He spoke with grim weight. The good news? No large-scale radiation dispersal yet. He paused. The bad news? We're in a race against time. He looked slowly around the room.
Introducing seawater for cooling. Sealing the melted nuclear fuel. Building permanent radiation barriers. Each one of these is an immensely complex, resource-heavy operation.
And they all need to start immediately. He locked eyes with every representative in the room. We need global support. Now. A low, collective inhale filled the chamber. Representatives exchanged quick, tense glances. Fingers flew across tablet screens as urgent support request lists for tech, equipment, manpower, funding were sent back to their respective governments. But even more chilling than the nuclear threat was the mystery that still remained unsolved: the unknown pathogen. The leader of the medical team, a virologist known for her icy professionalism, stood now, looking more shaken than anyone had ever seen her. Her voice was calm, but it trembled just enough to be noticeable.
We tested everything, every kind of sample imaginable. Blood, tissue, environmental dust, water sources, air filters, all of it. Negative.
She scanned the room, meeting the eyes of every pale, tense face.
We found zero trace of any known pathogen. No virus, no bacteria, no toxins.
She hesitated, choosing her words carefully, or maybe holding back fear.
It's like a ghost. Another pause. We can't even confirm if it's still there, or what form it might even take.
Silence fell again, heavy, absolute, and then a voice cut through it, gruff, but clear, from the Environmental Security Advisor's seat.
Conventional methods have failed,
he said, adjusting his glasses. His gaze was calm, direct, scanning every person in the room.
I recommend that after completing emergency sampling and containment of all biological and environmental materials, we move forward with...
He let the words hang for just a beat.
A full-scale, ultra-high-level purification and sterilization of Hexagon Nation.
Say that again, Doctor. A general cut in, voice low and tense. The advisor didn't flinch. Physical eradication, he said simply. 4 words, each one sharp as glass. He adjusted his glasses again, then continued.
We have 2 potential technical options. Option 1. Saturation bombing with thermobaric weapons airburst and ground. Launched high-yield incendiary payloads, designed to destroy all organic material and potential pathogen hosts.
He paused, let his gaze drift across the room, lingering just a little too long near the representative from Dragonia. Option 2, he said,
would be the use of Dragonia's proprietary non-nuclear thermobaric hydrogen device, what you've called a fuel-air explosive or cloud-burst bomb, for large-scale thermal incineration. If the heat is high enough, and the burn time long enough, it could completely erase all organic traces on the surface. Every potential pathogenic structure gone.
Behind him, a screen lit up. A simulation played out flames raining from the sky, consuming the entire outline of Hexagon Nation. In seconds, the land became nothing. Blank. Erased. Boom. A water glass tipped over someone's hand had shaken. The liquid spread slowly across the wooden table, a tiny echo of disaster.
Are you seriously suggesting we just burn the entire country off the map?
A diplomat from a small nation murmured. Quiet, but clear enough for everyone to hear.
It's the most efficient option.
The advisor replied, tone disturbingly calm, like he was talking about tomorrow's weather.
The risks are relatively manageable, especially against an unknown biological threat.
He looked up, meeting every set of eyes in the room.
And we'll need full global coordination, especially for calculating and containing residual radiation fallout.
Then he delivered the line that dropped the temperature in the room by 10 degrees.
But we're running out of time. The nuclear waste stabilization effort is already at maximum capacity. And that invisible something, we don't even know if it's dormant or waiting for its next host.
The room went dead silent. Then argument exploded. Orders for resource allocation flew through encrypted channels. Debates over the purification plan grew heated, fierce, stalled. Every representative was weighing options. Every decision carried the weight of history. And time? Time just kept ticking. Cold, unforgiving. In that silent, lifeless land across the border, something unseen continued its countdown. And that ticking sound? It no longer belonged to Hexagon Nation alone. It belonged to all of humanity.